September 27th, 2017. John, what's up with this NCAA thing? You seem to be hot and heavy on this. I don't follow college anything, including basketball especially.
I can't blame you. Although I tend to follow college more than pro these days, for all the reasons we've been talking about with them taking a knee and so forth, that just fails to appeal to me or to a broad majority of America when the athletes want to lecture me about how bad the country is and why they need to take a knee. During the end, give them time, let them do it sometime else, but not during the end. They're grown men. They can do what they want, and if the league lets them, I think that's why I tweeted this morning, Andrew, that NFL ratings are down 11%. So they were down 8% last week. Now they're down 11%, and that's from a bad 2016. 2017's worse. So they want to keep alienating Americans. Good luck to them.
Hey, do you mind? I know you got a lot of NFL memorabilia up at the office. Do you mind if I burn it all just to make a video? You don't mind, do you?
I do mind.
Can I burn a few of these jerseys?
Well, because as you know, I never,
content.
nor any of my friends ever kneeled. And I think all they got to do to get them to stop it, Andrew, other than giving them a time when they could do that, that is protest other than during the national anthem. Got no problem with locking arms or anything else. If they want to, stretch or basically kneel during the national anthem, I have a problem with it. I think if they want to solve it and they don't want to give them a time to do their protests other than the anthem, I think they should just say, from now on, all the players have to kneel during the national anthem. That'd be the fastest way to get them all standing again.
I don't think they should be.
You imagine?
I
your owners say you have to kneel.
Yeah. That's just ridiculous. I haven't made any videos for my YouTube channel for this, but I think I might. You know how you're not allowed to wear stuff on your jersey because it's an advertisement? Let's just take it from there. You're not allowed to advertise. It doesn't make a difference what you're doing, whether you're doing a gesture, a sign, a prayer, a kneel, or whatever. It's their airtime. It's their camera. You wouldn't have that audience if that's why they don't let them put stuff on their uniforms.
Right. If you didn't have the uniform, they wouldn't be watching.
So anyway,
that argument's been made for years. But
let's hit my 2 cents, just in case you're missing some jerseys. They're in my new YouTube video. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. All right.
So what's going on with the NCAA? Why are you so hot and heavy on this?
Well, yesterday the NCAA found out. I imagine the NCAA, may have heard about this from the FBI a little bit earlier, but the FBI and I'm not sure if it was Department of Justice, but they basically got somebody for something nefarious, and the guy said, hey, if you lessen my sentence, I'll roll over on something bad happening in college basketball. So they said, oh, do tell. He rolled over, spilled the beans that there were several agents and several coaches and several runners, they call them, or promoters, that were funneling players and their families while they were in high school in order to get them to sign with various universities. Many of these same players were paid throughout their college careers by these agents from Adidas. Now, this is the allegation, so I'm not saying it absolutely is fact, but that is what the law alleged yesterday. Today, the result is Rick Pitino was ousted as head coach of the Louisville Cardinals. Rick has had a speckled career. He's been accused of and caught doing various things that weren't terribly, didn't put his universities in a good light, and so he's paid various penalties for that, including, I guess, they allege strippers and other schemes of luring athletes to the school and so forth.
It only takes a stripper, huh? Hey, we have strippers.
We have great strippers down here in Louisville.
You're going to love it here.
So what happened was, apparently, because it's still sorting it out, they didn't have Rick yesterday, or they would have put his skin on the wall yesterday, because that's a big skin for the FBI and so forth. They'll try to get their people to roll over, these assistant coaches and so forth at Louisville. My guess is they don't have enough on him to charge him with anything. I doubt if he took any of the money, because we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars that these assistant coaches get, whereas he makes millions, like 7 or 8 million a year.
Wow.
As the head basketball coach. Well, think about it. They don't have to pay them, the teams that is, and they're filling a 30,000 seat arena. Well, when the pros do that, Andrew, they can pay these guys like LeBron money, right? So you can imagine, with the money these colleges get, paying a coach $7 million, it's like that's a no-brainer. They told the athletic director, fire him. This has gone on long enough. We know he's guilty. Just because he didn't get caught, fire him. And the athletic director said, without cause, I will not. You have to show me the evidence. They didn't have it, so they have fired both, the athletic director and the coach. That's what's being reported by ESPN. NBC hasn't been able to run that to ground as far as if that's true or if they've been put on suspension or whatever. But most people right now are running with the story that they were fired, both the athletic director and the head coach of Louisville. So what does that mean, Andrew?
Strippers got to lay low.
Among other things, yeah, it's going to be a bad time for Louisville strippers. It's also going to be a very good time to be Rick Pitino, because if indeed they don't have enough to charge him with, then the $55 million contract that he signed just this year, an extension of $55 million,
wow,
will be paid to him, because they could try to prove in a court of law as well that, well, we had cause. And your cause was what? His coaches were caught in this sting by the FBI and justice. Well, but was he caught? Well, no, but we think, well, if you can see how this plays out if you're his lawyer.
Sure.
Okay, just pay us. Contract says you fire us, we get our money, unless we violated X, Y, or Z. So if they don't have X, Y, or Z violations, I think Mr. Patino just got even richer overnight.
If you're not a coach or a stripper, how else can we make money today? Because how you like that?
Yep.
How'd you like that segue?
That's a good tease, Andrew.
Okay.
Boy, take a look. If you're somebody just listening at home, do this. Pull up a chart of the S&P 500 since Labor Day. It's up 1%. It's had a couple gyrations of nearly 1% or more, but not much. It's just been flatlining. It's up 1%. It's gone up. It's gone down. It's gone, sideways. Pull up the XLF, which is the financial spider ETF. What they do is they carve out the financial stocks within the S&P 500. Those of you who have been with the XLF for a while know that. So the likes of Bank America, JP Morgan, Citigroup, and so forth. Big stocks within the S&P 500. S&P folks are smart enough to segment out groups like XLF is the financials, XLK is technology, and so forth. You can basically take your bet or your investment thesis down to a specific group within the S&P 500. So anyway, that said, S&P 500 financial spider, the XLF, is up 7% over the same time frame. S&P 500 is up 1%. So it's outperforming. I think it continues to break out and hit new multi-year highs. And basically, that is going to be great for some of the biggest cap stocks in the S&P 500. I think the S&P 500 lifts because of that. And I bought a bunch of those stocks today. Regions Financial, symbol RF. Citigroup, symbol C. Bank America Merrill, which is BAC. Bought all those today. Didn't buy JP Morgan just because it's a great stock, but I didn't have the unusual activity in there.
Okay. Any other unusual activity?
Let's see. Cleveland Cliffs. They renamed the company a month ago. Today we see buying at the 7 strike, 7.5 strike, 8 strike calls with the stock at like 690. So I bought in there. I bought stock and calls in CLF, Cleveland Cliffs.
I forgot
That's
how much.
The old name. They brought it back.
I forgot how much I hated this company.
Well, now you'll love it.
I think this one burned me like a year or two ago. Weren't they going out of business or something? I don't know, about to or something.
They've had issues.
Yeah,
they have had issues.
Yeah, I had put that in my my RAM memory of forget. I think I deleted that. But yeah, now that you mentioned CLF, I remember that being a real pain. Let's see what the chart on this thing looks like. Oh yeah, that used to be a $50 stock.
A lot of stocks in there.
Yep.
And a lot are going to continue to do well. Knock on wood, our XLK. Andrew, how'd we do on virtually nailing the bottom in Apple?
I know.
Not that it can't go back, but I mean, my gosh, when we said it had to fill down to 149.50 or so, I think we were as close as you can get to right on that one.
And I bought it a day before you did, so I got it even maybe a little bit higher. But I bought the stock. I didn't buy the option. But
I bought stock and sold calls.
Yeah, as far as the options go, you nailed it. I mean, your trade on that was perfect.
I think I'm just going to hold this one forever now, Andrew. I mean, I don't see a reason to sell it. I think the 10 is going to be a killer.
The stock.
Yeah.
That's why I bought it. I bought the stock. I don't want to have to worry about this day to day.
I'm just going to write it. I'm just going to write calls against this thing and make my 20% or whatever you make selling out of the money calls against this forever because they are just a money machine.
Hey, speaking of, have you played with the new did you download the software update?
I did not because I'd heard too many glitchy things about it, but I plan to.
Again, stupid stories. They had this, what was it? I got a notification last night, and they said, hey, would you like to watch a movie of your summer vacation? They made a movie for me automatically out of my stuff in my iPhone. A good one, too, with edits and everything, just from the downloads of the pictures and the movies that I had. And then I pressed play, a movie I didn't even make. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Graphics and everything. I'm like, holy mackerel. And they say, you want a long movie or a short movie? You want to change the font? Like, I could do all these things. It was like instant movie of all my stuff. And I'm like, wow, check that out.
How crazy is that?
It was sick. Yeah, when you download the new, whatchamacallit, check it out. Oh, and by the way, there's another thing that I found the other day. I was texting my wife, and she's up in, where is she, Texas or something. And I said, well, let me, and then this, whatever, I sent her a text, a little happy face, and there's like a Whole Foods icon. Then there's one for Starbucks. So I pressed it and said, would you like to send a gift card to her over text? So I pressed my finger on it. Of course, it read my finger, and I sent her a $5 gift card in less than like a second. I didn't have to do anything. I just like boom, boom, boom. I said, buy yourself a drink.
How crazy is that?
I know. And there's like all these other little gift cards on there that you can send to people. Starbucks being one, Whole Foods being, I guess, another. I didn't see the Whole Foods coupon for that, but all these little different tweaks. I'm waiting for the iPhone 10 so I can talk like a piece of poo. The poo emoji. I want to put my face on there. That's coming, right?
I do know that's coming. That's one reason I'm not doing anything with that.
I'm going to put that. I think that's going to be the emoji for our title today. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go.
All right. Remember, folks, you can subscribe through Google Play, through iTunes, or through YouTube. Tell a friend. Leave us some comments. Thank you for listening.